chuck, the first thing that most butchers are going to do when faced with the chuck primal is they're going to take a big knife, or a saw probably, and whack off this whole rib section all the way to the forearm.
Is that Mom's pot roast?
Well, actually, there are some roasts in here. That's where the arm roast comes from, but it's not a very good roast. As for the ribs, you can make that into a rib roast, but again, I'd avoid them for this.
Is that the pot roast?
This is the pod roast. This is the shoulder blade, and that is where the best meat of the chuck lies. Problem is that the meat on this end is different from the meat on that end.
Well, how do you know what to choose?
By the shape of the bone left in the roast. Look at it this way. If you make a cut here, okay? Now that first roast there is going to have a very small piece of shoulder blade, like this. See, there's the shoulder blade. It's got a big ridge on it. Now, this is a perfectly good pot roast, okay? But if we keep cutting, say we move into the middle of the blade, right about here, okay, as you can see, the piece of bone is going to be longer, right? That's going to look something like, well, something like a
7.
A 7, which is why this entire class of roast is called a 7-bone roast. You cannot go wrong with this kind of roast for pot roast, okay? But it does get a little bit better than this if you go all the way to the back of the blade. See that piece right there? There's only going to be one of them in each animal, at least on each side, but it's going to have a very long piece of shoulder blade like this, okay? That is the creme de la creme, because it's got a long blade. If this seems confusing, just remember this. You always want to go with a piece of meat that's got blade in the name. You want it to be cross-cut like a steak, and you want it to have at least some piece of bone in it. And you can't go wrong. In fact, this 7-bone right here, this is my standard pot roast. There you go.